For years, I was stuck in the same frustrating cycle. I believed compost was the ultimate answer to my poor, compacted soil. I'd spend countless hours turning my pile, waiting months for it to mature, only to spread it on my garden beds and see, well, not much. My plants were still struggling, the ground was still hard as a rock, and I was starting to think I just wasn't cut out for gardening. I was on the verge of giving up. Then, I stumbled upon a technique that seemed almost too simple, too good to be true. It involved an everyday item I was constantly throwing into the recycling bin: plain brown cardboard. This wasn't just some quirky garden hack, it was a complete paradigm shift. This simple cardboard trick, a method known as sheet mulching, completely transformed everything. It works by creating the perfect environment for nature's best soil builders, earthworms and beneficial fungi, to thrive. It kickstarts an entire ecosystem right under your feet, building rich, dark, fertile soil from the ground up, far more effectively than just spreading compost on top. In this video, I'll break down the science behind why it works better than compost and show you exactly how you can do it too. Many of us have tried composting, hoping to create that rich black gold for our gardens. But traditional composting can be a real challenge. It's a slow process, often taking months or even a year to yield usable results. The pile requires constant turning to stay aerated and a delicate moisture balance. If it dries out, the entire decomposition process grinds to a halt. But the biggest issue isn't just the time. Even with perfect compost, if your underlying soil is compacted and lifeless, those valuable nutrients remain locked away. Think of it like a pantry full of food, but you've lost the key. Without a thriving community of worms and microbes to break down that organic matter, your plants can't access the feast you've prepared. This is where a simple material changes everything: cardboard. Instead of just adding finished material to dead soil, cardboard acts as an invitation. It creates the perfect protected habitat that kickstarts the soil food web almost instantly. It provides shade, retains moisture, and offers a steady food source of carbon. You're not just waiting for life to appear, you're rolling out the welcome mat for the true architects of fertility: the worms, the fungi, and the bacteria. They are the engineers who will build your soil from the ground up. Ready to see how this simple, no-dig technique works its magic? It's surprisingly easy. The core principle is to work with nature, not against it, by feeding the soil from the top down. This process, often called sheet mulching, builds incredible soil fertility without ever picking up a shovel, turning even poor soil into a thriving garden bed. First, source your cardboard. Look for plain, corrugated boxes and be sure to remove all plastic tape and shipping labels. Lay the flattened pieces directly onto the ground, whether it's a weedy lawn or compacted dirt. The key is to overlap the edges by at least 6 inches. This creates a solid, light-proof barrier that smothers existing vegetation and stops weeds from reaching the sun. Next, give the cardboard a deep soaking until it's completely saturated. This helps it mold to the ground and kickstarts decomposition. Now, add your organic matter. Pile on a thick layer, about 4 to 6 inches deep, of materials like grass clippings, shredded leaves, or wood chips. A mix of nitrogen-rich greens and carbon-rich browns creates the perfect balanced diet for your soil. Beneath this blanket, an ecosystem springs to life. The wet cardboard traps moisture, reducing the need for watering, while providing food for beneficial fungi and bacteria. These microscopic decomposers are the engines of this process, working to break down the tough carbon fibers of the cardboard and the organic layers on top. They are turning these simple materials into nutrient-rich soil. Soon, earthworms will arrive, drawn up by the feast. They tunnel through the softening layers, aerating the soil and enriching it with their castings. Over a season, the cardboard will vanish, replaced by inches of dark, crumbly, and wonderfully fragrant humus. Your new garden bed is now alive, water-retentive, and ready for you to plant directly into a living foundation for healthy plants. The results? My soil became looser, full of life, and held moisture like a sponge. Plants rooted deeper and stayed green even during dry spells. And best of all, no turning, no smell, no waiting for compost to mature. So if your soil feels dead, grab some cardboard before compost. It's simple, free, and it works. Subscribe to Soil Story for more natural soil fixes and regenerative gardening secrets.